Well, well. What is shaking, my beautiful, BEAA, beautiful people, and welcome back. Today, I thought I'd try my hand at something that, like, literally everybody has done with these games, and that is talk about what worlds you would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, this list is going to be kind of short. Like, it's 5 main worlds that I have, and then I have some honorable mentions, and we'll get to the honorable mentions before we get to World 1. But let's start things off. But before we do, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, so that we can get on the road to 100 subscribers. It would be amazing if we could hit 100 subscribers and keep trugging along to see how far this train goes. So without further ado, let us get to the intro. Well, I guess it's finally my turn. It's my turn to throw my hat in the ring for this topic. I know, everyone has given their take on this, but I figured it would be my duty, nay, my hero's duty.
Why did the hero flush the toilet? Say why.
Why?
Because it was his duty!
Oh my god. To throw my hat into the ring and give my own take on worlds I'd like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4. Let's start with the ever-famous Destiny Islands. Okay, so listen, I get it. I know, everything starts at this world. Everything starts with Destiny Islands. And I mean everything. But having this world would be fun to start with. But here's why I picked it. To start off with, in Kingdom Hearts 1, you had the beach area. And I mean, that's standard. But what if there was something more? Like to the shack or something? Almost like another way to enter to a new world. It would allow us to go deeper into the island rather than just seeing the landscape, the beach, the water, trees, all the stuff we've seen before. That island, along with the land of departure, is way too important to not have in the game itself. It's like, yes, we have the shack in the game, sure, and most characters will either enter out of it, and even when you went into it in Kingdom Hearts 1, there wasn't anything to it. But behind the waterfall, the doorway where you can look and see Sora and Kairi's statue, or not statue, like their chalk, that part, I feel like there could be more to that. Because again, how else would you explain one of the Secrets of Darkness even entering into Destiny Island? Because as far as we know, there's only one way, and that's through the, I think it's called River of Dreams, if I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Someone in the comments, let me know. But how else would you explain that? Because even Yen Sid said it. He was like, there's no other way to enter into those worlds at all. So because of that, it's kind of like, I feel like there's more to the island. Now that we have the Unreal Engine, they could probably, make something better for that. But that's kind of why I started with Destiny Islands, because I want to see more from that world instead of just a beach. Because there has to be more to it. Moving on, I think this one is equally as popular, almost as popular as people requesting Star Wars. And that world is Sugar Rush. Now, for the next world, it would honestly be amazing if we would get a world from Wreck-It Ralph. Now, I know we have like Hero's Duty, and you have, Tavers, and I think you have like one other world from Sugar Rush. But I think that would be great because Disney and Nintendo have played nice before. And I mean, with Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance and Recoded and 358 over 2 days and chain of memories. Disney have all played nice, and Nintendo have all played nice with those. Those titles all came out on Nintendo products before, so it wouldn't be kind of a stretch for them to include this. But I mean, I don't think it'll be a stretch. I think it would be kind of like a welcomed friendship thing. So calling for a world based off of Wreck-It Ralph wouldn't be too much of a stretch. The Keyblade could function like a race car, given the fact that it is a racing game that Ralph and Vanellope spend most of their time in, and they could have King Candy come back through a means of reanimation, kind of like they did with all the other nobodies. So they could kind of bring him back, because I know like in the movie he died, but yeah, they can bring him back. And it's not like they haven't done that before. Like I said, in Kingdom Hearts 3, they even brought back the original Baymax, even though it was heavily implied that he was dead or well beyond repair at the end of that movie. But in the third installment, as we saw, they brought back the original and the one that was for the game. Seeing as how they were able to pull that off, they could do the same here. You know, seeing as King Candy was just a video game character, he's just video game data, and he can be recreated even, you know, through not so serious memes, or memes, not so serious means. They could bring him back and bring him back in his original form, and the Heartless part of it, where he's taken over, could be like the bug. So they could literally bring him back. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch, and I don't think it would be too out of place either. The only thing I think would kind of hinder it probably would be just the simple fact that, in all honesty, he died, really. I think that would be the only hindrance. Now, the next world is Daybreak Town. This world is from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Now, I know this was already brought into the mobile game. However, it would be a great addition to have in the game, seeing as we're moving into the Foretellers arc. It's a perfect fit, and it could, and in my honest opinion, should replace Traverse Town, given the fact that Traverse Town has been in every single Kingdom Hearts game. It was in every starting town. So taking a break from that and bringing in something like Daybreak Town will not only be a refreshing change of pace, but it will allow us as players to explore the town and see it brought to a new light, and literally be a great starting point for the next Kingdom Hearts game. The next world I think should be added is, and this one might be a little bit obvious, but Scala at Kylie. This world would be the next point where our journey would begin. It's good pacing because of the fact that, one, Yen Sid already has Mickey gathering information in Scala at Kylie. So it would make sense to visit or revisit this place so that we have a way to really explore the world. Because while, yes, we had a chance to explore it in Kingdom Hearts 3, and even a small bit in Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, it would be great to see what other secrets this world would hold as we move forward with Kingdom Hearts 4, and honestly beyond. Now, before we get to world number 1, let's talk about honorable mentions for a second. Here are going to be some of my top picks, and I think one of them that has already been confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 4. So let's start with the world that never was. Now, you can look at the world that never was and say, well, okay, we've been to this world, I think once or twice. Per my understanding, it's been at least twice. We've been to this world at least once or twice. It's been mentioned several times. And, I mean, there's not much to it. It's kind of bland. But I kind of beg to differ. I think that the world that never was might hold some secrets that could be explored, given the fact that, one, I think Riku was not or isn't finished really. And plus, we don't know everything that happened to Riku between Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2. And honestly, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Like, yes, he went back through Castle Oblivion. Yes, he left. Yes, we reconnect with him. But I feel like there's something that could be told for Riku, and probably even give us a better insight to Xemnas, which I wouldn't mind exploring it. So I think The World That Never Was could be a good addition, even if it's just a, not filler per se, but even if it's just kind of like, this world is here to explore for secret's sake. A lot of people have mentioned Atlantis, and I could see it. I could see Atlantis. You could even work the angle where, you know, you have it where you're trying to find the treasure or the keyhole that Milo is looking for. So I could see that. It could honestly replace Atlantica, because Atlantica, although I love it, Atlantica is also one of those worlds that has been in just about every Kingdom Hearts game. It's also one of those worlds that you can't really do too much with outside of turning it into like a musical mini game like they did in Kingdom Hearts 2, which I enjoyed. So having something like Atlantica would be great. Now, the next honorable mention on the list is Toy Box. That one is confirmed, and I do love Toy Box. I really, really do. But I think they should change it up a bit. I think you can have Toy Box. You can have Woody and the gang there. That would be great. That would be wonderful. However, instead of it being a rehash and repeat where you're going back to the toy store, I think they could bring in like Pizza Planet. Same premise, the arcade, all of that, just different location. Because going back to the same location over and over and over again is gonna turn into something like Deep Jungle or the Pride Lands, which both Deep Jungle and Pride Lands were empty. And I mean really empty. There wasn't much to them at all. And I think they did both of those worlds, especially Pride Lands, a disservice. But again, they probably didn't have time to fill in a lot of assets. So I can understand that. But if they bring back Toy Box, which they have confirmed it from what I know, or from what I heard last time I heard about it, if they bring back Toy Box, then they're probably going to have to change the location. Otherwise, it's just a rinse and repeat. Why else would you be there, to be honest? Another one would be Mulan. This one, also a rinse and repeat, but I don't know. It's also a rinse and repeat, but I feel like you can kind of, I don't know, I guess go through like a training montage, pick another good moment from the movie, and then go from there. But with Mulan, it would just be, hey, here is a reference, rather than here is a world we're trying to remake into something better, if that makes sense. I guess that could be a thing, but you know, we'll see. The other one would be like the Land of Departure. But hear me out. The Land of Departure was in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. We've been through the Land of Departure. There isn't that much to it. You know, we all know the story that happened with that. But the reason why I picked it is because of Master Aragus and how Kingdom Hearts 3 ended. Because the ending shows that Terra, Aqua, and Ventus all accepted Master Aragus' death, what happened with him, and now that they're moving forward, now that they're all reunited, and that Ven is reunited with Cherethy, which, that in and of itself is a reference to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, because he had a Cherethy in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. However, he lost it between Union Cross and where Birth by Sleep picks up. but that would be a good kind of, here is the closure to the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, that one section where everyone's reunited and Vin is reunited with his Cherith. So if you went at it from the Dark Road angle, I think it would be fine, honestly, because then again it would connect back to Scarlet and Kylam. Again, you get a lot more backstory about Vin, because what you don't realize is Vin has a huge backstory that takes place again way back in Union Cross. So that kind of one opens up the story a little bit to talk about Vin, talk about Union Cross, and even brings in more stuff with the Foretellers, by also realizing and connecting Xehanort and Eragus' story for the people who did not play Dark Road. The next one would be Encanto, and honestly, it was kind of hard for me to choose between Coco, Encanto, and Turning Red, but I chose Encanto because Encanto has a great story premise, and you can easily fit the Heartless being taken over, or the inverse. You can easily fit that, like the scene where Merida and her abuela end up having a fight. That could be built off of negative emotion, and it could also trigger the Unverse, which could also trigger Vanitas, who I don't think he's dead. So it could also be a way to trigger those events, and again wrap around to the Foretellers, Vin, all of that, and make sure that these worlds that they're starting to connect would be something that we would have, in the sense of, this is something that's new, this is something that's fresh. This is also tying in the mobile games, which are all canon. It's also tying this in, and it acts as a new fresh beginning and signifies a new arc versus just going through a rinse and repeat. The last one would be Avatar. Now, Avatar, I could really see that, and here's why. Avatar is one of those that, because this movie just came out, is one of the most popular rides in all of Disney World. I know, I went. It would almost be criminal, in my opinion, to not have Avatar, because again, there's a lot that you can bring forth to the table with it. Like doing Avatar, you could even have it where like taking a number from Tangled for just a second, from the world of Corona in Kingdom Hearts 3, taking a number from that, you could even have it where they have to fight the World Tree or defend it from one of the people in the movie who was trying to destroy the World Tree and harness its resources. There's a lot that you can do with it. Plus, it would be a little bit more mature because, again, the Foreteller arc in Kingdom Hearts is honestly very mature. So stepping into that role and into that lane would not be a stretch. It would be something that I think that a lot of people would get a good kick out of and a good feel for, because at this point, kind of doing a rinse and repeat and not being afraid to step up a little bit would kind of make it, you know, it would kind of make it not the best way to go. I think if you're going to step into the Foreteller arc, because even look at how Kingdom Hearts 4 starts, even in the trailer, it starts with both Sora and Starlitzia. They're dead. So that's already a good mature undertone in and of itself. So keeping with that, I think that would be a good fit. Oh, and let me add this last one, and this will definitely be the last one before we get to number one. Midgar. Okay, listen, hear me out. I think Midgar would be great. Preferably Sector 7. And here's why. Cloud has been in Kingdom Hearts since 1. I think the only ones he wasn't in was probably, I know he's in all the numbered ones, and I don't think he's in Birth by Sleep, but I know he's in all the numbered ones and most of the mainline ones going after Kingdom Hearts 1. Cloud has been a central part of the story, and if not Cloud, Sephiroth, or Cloud, Sephiroth, and Tifa, or any of the others. So to not have Midgar as well, Midgar is all about darkness. Final Fantasy VII is one of those games that the Heartless, the Unversed, the Organization, any one of them could easily fit within the story. You don't even have to tell all of it. You could even stick to like the first disc of Final Fantasy VII and fit the Heartless or any Kingdom Hearts world or characters into it, because you think about it. You have Cloud, who is dealing with a lot of mental struggle and a lot of mental anguish and a lot of regret over the loss of his friend Zack, over losing Aerith, over all of that. You can literally take your pick, but if you're going for the first disc, like Cloud is his memory's been messed up, his worldview has been clouded, his judgment outside of anything having to do with Sephiroth or Jenova or the Reunion Project, anything having to do with that, it's always muggy for him. So you could even go about it where you're trying to give him a semblance of peace, you know what I mean? So having Midgar has honestly been a cry. There's no reason why Midgar shouldn't have been in Kingdom Hearts at least 3 if you're gonna add Final Fantasy to it, because again, they've added Aerith, they've added Yuffie, they've added Leon and Cloud and Sephiroth and Tifa. So I mean, I don't think Barrett isn't in it, but you can add so much of Final Fantasy VII, and I think it is more than time, well past time, for Final Fantasy VII, a world from that, which obviously should either be Midgar, if not Midgar, Nibelheim, but definitely Midgar. Definitely that. It's well past time for Midgar to make its appearance in Kingdom Hearts. Those are my honorable mentions for this, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. For the last and final world I think should make an appearance, it is Raya and the Lost Dragon. Here is my reasoning as to why I think this world would make a good fit. It is the main character herself, Raya. There is a time gap before we see the main character as she's looking for the pieces of the dragon. So in that regard, the main point of that world could be taken over by the Unversed. It would make all of the sense, and you could even make a case for bringing back Vanitas, as I've stated multiple times in this video, I assume. He would have a reason to be there if they went with this premise. In fact, most of the movie deals with Raya's sense of loss and her anger with what happened, like regret, her loss, fallout with friends. All of that could even trigger the Unversed because they deal with negative emotions. And again, she could deal with trying to bring back her family, restore her clan, even make sure that nothing like this happens again. That would be honestly really well done. And sorry, tricked you. The last world, the last one in the main line, I think should happen is Princess and the Frog. and this would be the last of the mainland worlds. This would be because, I mean, how could you not have motherfucking Keith David? Like, how could you not have Keith David in this game? I mean, really, it's just too perfect. I mean, seriously, it's Keith David. Tell me you wouldn't want this voice. As for how it could make sense, Tiana could be one of the new princesses of light because, honestly, the other princesses are gone. And with all them, you would need a new princess, right? So, because of that, she could also be one of the princesses along with Kairi, who doesn't suck, by the way. Oh my gosh. Rapunzel. And, I think one other princess that they have now. Oh, Elsa. So she would be one of the new princesses of light. I think one of the 7, because that's Kairi, Tiana, Elsa, and Rapunzel. That's 4. You would need 3 others at this point. And technically Raya, so that's 5. So that would mean you would only need 2. So in this case, bringing in Tiana would not only get us a chance to explore New Orleans, but it would just be fun. I think for that movie, you could have Dr. Facilier. He could work with the Heartless. They could have him make a deal because he makes deals in the movie. So they could have him make a deal with one of the organization members because we know they're not dead. So he could make a deal. And on top of that, it would be an easy way to like bring in Tiana versus just like being like, oh man, we need a princess. Let's just throw her in for no reason. He could make a shady deal that goes wrong and he's taken over when all he wanted was just the city of New Orleans. So there's a lot that you can work with. And to I guess make this a little bit better, you could even go as far as to say, well, his friends on the other side would be a connection to the organization or something like that. So there is a lot here that you can play with as far as using his friends from the other side, and as far as bringing them in, there is endless possibilities. But this was just like my list of worlds that I would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4. But you guys, let me know, which worlds would you like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4? I know a lot of people has mentioned Star Wars, a lot of people has mentioned Atlantis and so on, but I want to know, what do you guys think should be in Kingdom Hearts 4? Which worlds do you think should be in that world? Do you think my list needs some improvement? Do you hate my list? I really hope you don't hate my list, but let me know in the comments below and all that fun stuff. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. Thank you guys so much for listening to me, and please be sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all of that fun stuff. And I will see you guys next time in the next video. And until then, may your hearts be your guiding key. Love you all. Take care, and I'll see you later.